Mr. Womble, I know you've been having some financial troubles. I believe I have the answer to your problems. If you push this button, two things will happen. One, somebody, somewhere in the world, is going to die.
Okay.
Two, you just push the button.
Well, yeah.
Well, there was two parts to the question. I was gonna say, press the button, someone somewhere in the world will die, and you get $1 million. And you get $1 million.
Yeah.
You just killed like 4 people. This is supposed to be some huge moral dilemma, and you just.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
Do you know if employees are legally obligated to attend a diversity training program that violates their sincerely held religious belief?
Well, of course not, because according to the First Amendment, we all have the freedom of religion.
Okay. If an employer gives you advance notice and you refuse to go, can they still make you go?
No, they cannot, according to Title VII.
Okay. Well, is it a violation of Title VII?
Yes, it is absolutely a violation of Title VII.
All right.
What is this? Dubstep? Random dubstep?
Alright.
Mr. Reed, do you know if employees are legally obligated to attend a diversity training program that violates their sincerely held religious belief?
It depends on the type of organization. There are certain organizations that are absolutely exempted from any kind of, not what you would call diversity training, but for example, a place like a church or a ministry that's associated with the church. People are totally hired under a certain type of an employer contract that may say, you know, that there are certain things that are not allowed inside of that organization, like for example, homosexuality. In a Christian, at least as the law is written out, in a Christian daycare facility, a person can technically be what would classically be called discriminated against for a certain lifestyle because it is explicitly against the employer's business practice or their business philosophy. But in a large organization that has no religious or particular affiliations with any kind of lifestyle group, if an employer wants somebody to come to a diversity training, it's almost mandatory. It is something that is enforceable by an employer.
Okay. So if an employer gives you advance notice and you refuse to go, can they still make you go?
Well, if you refuse to go,
Can I kiss?
sorry, baby.
But if an employer gives you advance notice and you still refuse to go, can they still make you go?
If there is some sense that they need to give you an advance notice because you will step out on it or whatever, they can, within a reasonable way of punishment, a reasonable way of what could be called, I guess, damages, they could not pay you for it. If it's something that is mandatory for the entire staff and you feel as though you need to be exempted, religious liberty in this country is something, and usually diversity training may encroach upon religion. That's the reason I'm focusing on it. But stuff like that is protected. It is personal liberty, but there is a point at which an employer can punish you for something. It may not be something like a firing offense. It may not be something that you would get shut down for, but it is something that they could make very uncomfortable if you didn't go through. I don't think it would be something that if you had prior knowledge and you decided not to go, that they could fire you for unless it was something they told you about. That was one of their ultimate responses, could be elimination.
Well, if they still force you to go, would it be a violation of Title VII?
As I understand it, very, very little reading I've done on Title VII, there are certain organizations in the country that are allowed to sort of bypass certain types of laws that are anti-discrimination or protectionary. And in that case, especially if the company was smaller, it would not be a violation of Title VII. If the company is larger and it is attempting to make a larger body of individuals fit together and have cohesion, it might be something that could be looked at in that vein, but I don't think it would be a violation because Title VII kind of has a size component to it that might be something that's played into there. But not that I've read, and I have read very little on it, but that's all I know.
All right. Well, I guess I'll continue serving my detention.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Riley Johnson.
How's it going today, Mr. Mahan?
Doing all right.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Go for it.
All right. You know if employees are legally obligated to attend a diversity training program that violates their sincerely held religious beliefs?
Well, at Faith Academy, we aren't required to. When I was in public school, we went to some, but I didn't see them as infringing on my religious beliefs. They were just things to do,
Okay.
in-service things.
All right. If an employee gives you advance notice and you refuse to go, can they still make you go?
Well, I don't think so. Not if it's based on religious beliefs. I don't know how much trouble they could cause me, but they could. But I don't think they can. I don't think by law they could. Not if it's based on religious beliefs.
Okay. If they still force you to go, is it a violation of Title VII?
Well, it probably would be. That's the part of the law I'm thinking about. So it probably would be, but then you'd have to push it with lawyers and things like that. It just depends on how seriously you want to take it.
All right. Thanks so much for your time.
No, you're very welcome. That's come arranged.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Mr. Manhattan.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
See y'all later.
Hey, I'll catch up with you guys in a second. Actually, Mr. Mahan, I wanted to ask you a little question myself.
Yeah.
What was it like back in World War II?
Oh man, that's Tyler. I don't think I could talk about that. That would be rough. Okay, maybe sometime later, but not right now.
All right, Mr. Mahan. You have a good day.
All right.
your heads down, boys.
Why?
That's right. Let's go, let's go. We gotta get off this beach. We gotta get off this beach.
Bro,
What's up, man?
dude, we gotta get this project finished.
What project?
Gurley Main's project.
Dude, we barely got the last one finished. It's already 9.
Yeah, I know, dude.
What's our topic?
Oh,
God.
hold on, I got it.
Oh, dude. Good lord.
It said, should employees be forced to attend diversity meetings if it goes against their religious beliefs?
Well, I don't think they can because First Amendment gives us the freedom of religion and to practice that religion. And of course, there's always Title VII.
Yeah, Title VII, which states that if said company has less than 15 employees, that they can just pretty much, do whatever they want, as opposed to if they had more than 15, that, they've got rules that they need to follow.
I think we just wrapped up another project.
All right, dude.
Unidentified craft. State your purpose and content.